What's up, everyone? I'm just getting stuff set up in the background. We got a few minutes before some data comes out. We've also got some big stories this morning. We've got Yanis Wagner saying, "Good day from Hamburg." Hello, sir. What's up, Calvin, and what's up, everyone watching and listening right now? What's up, King Mansa Musa? Let me just get some things set up here in the background and we will get going. Wow, do we have some big news this morning that we need to cover in the crypto world. So let me do this. I'm going to play a little bit of audio if y'all don't mind. Do me a favor and give me a sound check on the audio that's coming in. All right, so let's do that. Let's do this. Let me know, what do you guys think of the audio sound-wise? Let me know if it's got to get louder. All right, so we got Yanis letting us know that audio coming in is good. All right, cool. And let's do this. Let's do a quick check right here on my audio. How does my audio sound without the music in the background? If you guys are going to give me the thumbs up on my sound and everything, we'll be overachievers this morning and get started early. First of all, how's everyone doing this morning? Holy crap, has a lot happened in the last, 12, 14 hours? Oh my God. We got lots of people chiming in, saying hello. A bunch of us out here getting ready for the CPI data. Here's the trend right now for CPI data. And we're using core inflation rate, last month's data, October's data, all right? Because we're getting November's data in December. October's data, let me just put my mic a little higher up here. All right, October's data, all right, came out at 7.7. We need a 7.2 or less in order for the market to take things positive, all right? Essentially what we're doing is this, and let me do this. Let me open up of the 5-year chart real quick here. And essentially what we're doing is, as fast as we're going up, and I'm going to make a little drawing so it's easier for all of us here. As fast as we go up, we need to see us go down exactly the same. If we go up and then we kind of slowly go down like this, the market is going to be for extreme hurt, all right? Extreme hurt. Yeah, guys, let me know too, how is the sound quality? Let me know how the sound quality is. I was messing around with my mics a little bit last night. I've got anonymous user saying, "It sounds like you're talking through a cardboard paper towel roll. What are you trying to do? Smoke in the old bathroom and not get caught?" My God, man. So anyways, what we're looking at here is this. We need CPI data to come back down very aggressively. We don't need a flattening of the data like this. So now when we put that into place, okay, we have 7.7, all right? The 7.7, you need to see drops of 0.4 to 0.5 every time in order to get things to come back down. So realistically, we need to aim for a 7.2, 7.3 at the freaking highest. 7.3 at the highest, and the markets will be okay with that. If we're higher than that, then what that essentially is telling us right now, that the rate hikes that Jerome Powell and the Fed are doing aren't working, okay? So think about this, right? Think about the rate hikes. Yeah, if core CPI is forecasted at 6.1, oh my God, will we be happy. Holy crap, will we be happy. Because essentially, right, if it does come in at 6.1, look at where that takes us. That takes us right down to this point. Ooh, that was bad drawing on my part. That takes us right down to this point right here, all right? So if that means we're going to make this little move right here, ooh, that would be great, 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 juicy to see, everyone. So I've got a few things up on the screen right now. I've got CPI data. I've got the heat map right now. In the heat map, the market's telling us they're pricing in a lot of optimism right now leading up to the data. The data dump itself will come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, all right? So we got about a half hour to watch this. Let me take a quick look here. We've got Bitcoin up 2.6%, E3 37, XRP 3.3% up, and XLM flat right now, down 0.19. My prediction, honestly, I would honestly be happy with 7.1, 7.0. Honestly, swear to God, I would be happy with there. So we've got a couple people here that says something's wrong with the mic. Give me a second. Audio is a bit off. All right, hold on a second. I know how to fix this, ladies and germs. Give me a second here. Let me do this. Hold on. I'm going to turn down my feed just a little bit. Is that a little bit better with the mic? That way I don't get any sound. Let me see here. Give me a second. And if not, what I can do, hold on. I'm going to change up a few things here. I just changed out my sound, so let me know if that's any better with the echo. If not, what I'm going to do is, all right, so yep, is that clear? Better now? All right, cool. Sorry about that. I was getting a little bit of reverb here. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm in the yellow a little bit, so I just can't talk too loud, everyone. All right, so let's get back to it. So anyways, what I'm looking at right here is, again, is as CPI data goes up super fast, we need it to come down equally fast. If the CPI data does not come down as fast as it went up, that means Jerome Powell and the Fed are going to look at each other and they're going to say, hey, you know what? We need to raise rates even more, all right? And so that's why the CPI data is so important, because when we're looking at it, we need to see what the trends are, all right? And so what Jerome Powell and the Fed are doing, they're doing this. They're going, hey, from our target rate of 2.0, this is what we did. We did that much inflation in that short a time. We need to at least mirror that to make the market look normal, to function better, right? So until we get this kind of action, all right, that's what we're looking for expectation-wise. Now, my expectations, like I said, are in the low sevens. Ideally, oh my God, if the number starts with a 6, I will be so happy. And yes, the trend is your friend. And right now, what we're looking at, and what really actually impressed a lot of people, was this last move right here. And if we go to the charts, that's this move. It was this 0.5 decrease right here. And you could see when we had movements on the upside, right? We went up 0.5 on this one. We went up 0.4 on this one. The delta was 0.6 on this one. So when you're seeing moves up on the 0.5, 0.6, 0.4, you need to see equally strength moves on the way down, or else the Fed is going to keep jacking up rates, everyone. And that's, I think, where a lot of people are getting lost on this. A lot of people are saying, hey, you know what? Why aren't we mooning? Why aren't the prices going up? Why aren't we blowing up? Well, we're not blowing up because money is so expensive right now. And so what this means, and central banks all across the globe do this, okay? They pretty much all operate in like the same playbook. What happens is this, okay? We look at the data, we see it, and we have to digest it. All right. The Fed is looking at it, and they're looking at the same data, and they're saying, hey, if we're raising rates here and we're not seeing the change, we have to raise more. We have to raise more. We have to raise more. Well, raising rates higher and higher means home loans are more expensive, auto loans, home equity lines of credit, business loans become more expensive. So many things become way more expensive as these interest rates go up. Now, there's a scary thing, though, that we all have to consider here. So when we talk about, like, when can we blow up, all right, the big thing that we have to consider is how long does it take then for these rate hikes to be peeled back, all right? So when we look at this, okay, when we look at the inflation rate, all right, let's just look at inflation rate. So if we zoom it out to the 5 years, you can see for a while we were kind of going sideways. Hey, not too bad, right? And then we had the blow up after the Rona. So during this time, money was free to borrow, pretty much essentially free. It was super cheap to borrow money at this point. That's why you saw so much fiat dumped into the world, because you were able to borrow it at historically low rates. Jesus Christ, Klaus. Now, that being said, in the crypto world, what happened? Crypto blew up. Why? Because we had all of this fiat out there because money was so cheap to borrow. Now that money's not cheap to borrow, we're talking they've raised it almost like 400 basis points here this year. Now that it's, oh my God, echo again. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna switch up ports here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna switch up ports real fast. Give me a second. All right, how's the sound right now? Yep, I muted it. I should be back up with hopefully a little bit less oomphy. Yeah, no kidding. We will do it live. No kidding. And Diego's chiming in and it says, hey, if after the announcements are made, it's going to be slow again until Christmas. And how's the sound, everyone, right now? I did unplug it and I replugged it back in. I think I have a port that's starting to go bad. But either way, money is super expensive to borrow. So as the Fed jacks up rates, right, money is more and more expensive to borrow. Here's the problem. How long is it going to take for rates to come back down, okay? That's the problem. Because if this takes years down, all right, then it's going to be a slow road back. So a lot of this stuff has to deal with CPI data. Yeah, you like the nice recovery there? Yeah, I think I have a USB 3.0 port that's starting to go bad, and I think that's what's giving my mic some issues here on my PC case. So I might have to upgrade on the old PC case here sometime soon. But CPI data is now going to be released at 8:30 a.m. The heat map right now is telling us that they're pricing in a lot of optimism leading up to it. Now, that being said, I don't know if you guys heard about this yet, but look what I got up on the screen, everyone. SEC charges Sam Bankman-Fried with defrauding investors in crypto asset trading platform FTX, everyone. That's right, the SEC has charged Sam Bankman-Fried with orchestrating a scheme to defraud equity investors in FTX trading, the crypto platform which was the CEO and founder of. According to the SEC's complaint, since at least May of 2019, FTX, based in the Bahamas, raised more than $1.8 billion from equity investors. Yeah, how's the sound right now? Can you guys hear the sound okay? Let me know, because before I get into this, I want to make sure that the sound is legit. All right, Diego is telling us that the sound is good. Yeah, sorry, I had to reset my port. But anyways, yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried now has been arrested. Here's the interesting part about this, guys. It's what he's being charged with. We're talking about securities violations, wire fraud, a whole bunch of stuff out there. And remember, if they're going after him for securities violations, that means that, guess what? It's a security. The cryptos he was selling are securities. So we have to read in between the lines with this stuff and be better prepared out there. So like I said, 8:30 is going to be CPI data, but we just got news that Sam Bankman-Fried, this happened last night, was arrested in the Bahamas, all right? We allege that Sam Bankman-Fried built a house of cards on a foundation of deception while telling investors he was one of the safest buildings in crypto. This is from Gary Gensler. The alleged fraud committed by Sam Bankman-Fried is a clarion call to crypto platforms that they need to come to compliance with our laws. The SEC's enforcement division is ready to take action. So when I do all those videos out there where I'm telling you that Gary will not settle, that Gary is going to keep putting his foot on the throat of crypto, guys, I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. When you have a situation like this where an FTX collapse happens, now they've arrested the dude. The SEC has more firepower right now to go after crypto. They've got more public oomph to go after crypto, more public, I don't know, not positivity, but more public awareness saying like, hey, look, we need to fix this kind of stuff. So yes, it's nice that they've finally arrested the guy, but the bad thing is we know Gary Gensler in the SEC is going to keep coming after crypto. Now, here's the weird thing, all right? And for everyone out there that seriously wants to live with your head in the sand, I would not do that. That is a really bad thing to do. Here's the problem, everyone. Gary Gensler in the SEC, is anyone in the federal government reeling him in? No. Is anyone in the federal government going, whoa, hey, are you doing this and this? No, they're not doing that. In fact, the government right now is looking at Gary Gensler, CFTC, and all the others out there saying, hey, why aren't you doing more? If you watch the tone of like the hearings and stuff like that, you get that from the House as well as the Senate. Both parties are like, hey, why aren't you doing more? Why is this still happening? So if you've got a bunch of people out there in Congress, right, saying, hey, you need to do more, why would then Gary Gensler do less? I think we have to really start being realistic about this, because the government right now, the administration right now, is not reeling in Gary Gensler and the SEC. So what we're going to see today up on the Hill is we're going to see John Ray III, all right? He's the new CEO of FTX. He is going to be the one on the Hill today testifying, and he is open about it. He is open. Nice one with the sandbox comment, Diego. I like that. That was pretty good. But that's something that we have to consider. Consider the idea that the government right now is not reeling in the SEC. They're not reeling them in. So the government's like, yo, keep going after them. It makes us look better. Because remember, for those of you that don't live in the United States, this is how the U.S. government works. The U.S. government will not do anything until something bad happens, all right? It's God's honest truth, all right? The government only acts as long as they make it look like they're doing something, all right? They're not about preventative action. They're about reactive action. And we got digital currency. Says SBF is part of a show. Gensler is part of a show. This is all to roll the red carpet for XRP regulatory clarity. And that's kind of my thing right there. I honestly think that the FTX situation was bad for XRP, Ripple Labs, and XRP holders. Because I believe that gave another black eye to crypto. So did Luna UST. So did Celsius, so did Voyager, so did Three Arrows, so did Babel, so did Coinblocks, all of those out there. They all gave different agencies, SEC, CFTC, all those. They gave all those agencies ammunition to go after crypto even further. Now, what I want a lot of you out there to listen to and to hear is this. Crypto and Web3 are very different, all right? There were speculators that got into crypto and ruined it for everyone, okay? There were a lot of people out there that were just not useful, all right? They were just doing it just to pump up and inflate prices, all right? And we saw that. You can go back in the charts and look at 2021. It was freaking crazy. That's going to go away, all right? Those people are going to go away. They're going to regulate it so that kind of stuff doesn't happen anymore. And what we're going to do this Friday, all right, I don't know if you guys are all down with it. I've talked to a few people via email. This Friday night, all right, nighttime for me, so Eastern time, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to do an Ask Me Anything live stream where we drink, hang out, and we talk openly about crypto. Not algorithm-based, not stuff where I have to worry about, if YouTube's going to, push this forward. No junk like that. Full, real discussion. We'll have some drinks. We'll chill out, and we will talk about all of this stuff that is happening right now. Because right now, yes, I get it, okay? Right now, I get it. Things are looking a little bit better. We're all kind of sitting here thinking, hey, maybe we're getting some relief from CPI data, but we still have to deal with the SEC. Not only do we have to deal with the SEC, but here's the problem. You know how a lot of you out there were like, oh, okay, we don't really care about library. In fact, I did a video about it, okay? And one of the things that they said in the video, one of the comments was people's like, we don't care about LBRY case. No, you should. You should care about the LBRY case because guess what? That is what courts, the SEC, others out there are going to use for penalties going forward. Now, what that tells us is exactly what the SEC wants to do. Because remember, the SEC was the one in charge of the LBRY case. So if we pay attention to LBRY, we can better prepare ourselves to be ahead of any incoming issues. And that's the big key, everyone. We're not following LBRY because we care about them specifically. What we care about is the action being taken against them. We care about, hey, what is the SEC looking at and what's deemed a security versus what's deemed a commodity? Because remember, we still don't have that. That's the main thing we don't have in the crypto space right now. In the United States, and honestly, the majority of countries around the world are like this. We're like, hey, guess what, everyone? Here's the security, here's the commodity, and we don't have any differentiation between the two. So we don't know. So companies out there are like, what the hell do I do, man? It's a horrible mess. Kaleidoscope Eyes says, I'm at the grocery store, and the Mad Butcher just said, Gary Gensler looks like Touche the Turtle outside its shell. Very good. Very, very good. We've got Eduardo says, and now Binance is in the hot waters. Yeah, Binance is under scrutiny with proof of reserves, as well as Binance is throwing a lot of shade out there regarding saying that FTX is the one that was was responsible for 3 arrows. There's a lot of stuff for that. So the stuff that's going on right now is extremely important. And remember, when CPI data comes out, which is going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, so 16 minutes away. We're going to be breaking it down because you can drill down from food to energy to housing, all that kind of stuff. Now, that being said, do me a favor, everyone. Do me a favor. Remember when we did this last time? We did this like a month ago. Let me know in the chat. Are you seeing, as a whole, are you seeing prices come down, stay the same, or go up since we met with the last CPI data? Let me know in the comments, or I'm sorry, in the chats, what you guys are seeing. I'll tell you this, food prices for me are still going up. Fuel prices were pretty level from where we were last month. Housing prices by me, housing is still going up. Rent by me is still going up. So there's a lot of things out there price-wise that have not calmed down at all. And I think that's kind of part of the worry here. If we get bad CPI data, right? If this CPI stuff right here comes in, oh, hey, wrong window. If this CPI data stuff comes in and we come back in with a high number, you're going to see red in the market, plain and simple. Plain and simple. If this is not a favorable number today, right? If this is a high sevens number, and holy shit, if it's an 8, screw it. If it's an 8, I'm probably just going to drink the rest of the day and just not even do anything. Because then that would tell the Fed, hey, we got to jack up rates even more. Janos Wagner says it's going up. Housing is going down. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. There's certain markets out there. I'm in one of the markets right now where the market's not cooling off. We're seeing a lot of people from big cities, expensive places move over towards where I am. So it's driving home prices by me through the roof. Rent by me is disgustingly through the roof. Nico says food is slightly down, and thank you, Nico, for the support of the channel. I greatly appreciate it, and so do the rest of the viewers. But Nico says food is slightly down, fuel much lower. For me, fuel's I'm about the same where I was a month ago, Nico. Now, that being said, the price of oil, right, that's different. But in terms of me, like what I'm actually paying at the pump right now is I'm pretty much break even from last time. I'll tell you what's really bad is food prices. Food prices for me are not backing down. In fact, my wife and I were just at the store last night, and the 5 or 6 dozen carton of eggs that you would see at the Walmart, you know, like that big cardboard carton, like yay big, that was like 17, 18 bucks, man. Like, it used to be like $6 before all the Rona stuff happened. Let's see, Andy Gamperl, and what's up, Andy? Andy says, anyone else nervous to the CPI data? Feels like I have to write an exam or something. No. I know, I get it. This stuff gets stressful, but here's the deal. You can be informed about stuff. And when you're informed about stuff, you have a better idea, all right, of why things are happening. If you put your head in the sand and all of a sudden the heat map goes red, you're like, wait, what? Wait, what? Huh? What's going on? So that's why you got to be informed with this kind of data, and you have to keep your eyes open to what's happening realistically. What we're looking at today, we want to see a minimum of 7.2 or less. That is what we need to see. So when we start refreshing this kind of data here, we want to see a minimum of 7.2 or less. Diego says, I've spent over $1,200 in groceries in 3 months just for Rose and myself. That's not too bad. I mean, that's $400 a month. I mean, like, that's not bad. Digital Currency says, wow, what state are you in where eggs are 16 bucks? So I'm in South Carolina, and for the $16 eggs, I'm talking about like that 5 dozen carton. You know, the one that's like, it's like this big. You get it from Walmart. It's like a cardboard box. I think it's like gray and greenish color, stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. It is totally crazy. Illumination is here. What's up, Illumination? How are you doing? Let's see. And Janis Wagner says, trust that starting from spring, a lot of people are starting to grow plants for independence. Yes, we are seeing that as well out here. We're seeing co-op farms, co-op plots of land being started. And actually, this started during the Rona out by me. We saw co-op plots of land where people were doing free. It was free plots as long as you participate in it for people to grow food. So I thought that was a really good idea. Andy chimes in and says, hey, Klaus, all is good. Hope you're doing fine these days, too. I am actually doing pretty good. I'm a little worn out from all the craziness of the market. I want positivity, everyone. People that have watched the channel know I like things that are positive. Do I report on the negative stuff? Yeah, because I'm not an ass that wants to like keep you from the news that matters. But I really like positive. Positive stuff just makes you feel better. You just feel better inside. You feel better just like approaching things. And for me, that's what I'm looking forward to. But to get to positive, what did we all say? We all said that we had to flush the bad actors out. You remember, we talked about this on the channel. We've been talking about this for well over a year in the live streams, or well over a year in the videos, where we said, hey, what's the big problem with crypto? Too many bad actors and we have to flush them out. Well, that's what we're doing right now, everyone.
This is flushing the bad actors out. What's really interesting about that is not only is this flushing the bad actors out of crypto, this is flushing the bad actors of venture capitalists out that were there just to pump up crypto and dump it on people. So this is getting rid of a lot of speculators too, which is going to leave room for what, everyone? Utility. Yep, utility is going to be the big thing that comes out of this next crypto movement. Because a lot of the companies, a lot of the cryptos that you're looking right now that are red, that are dead, that are zombie cryptos, which by the way, there are over 21,000 cryptos out there, with now over 13,000 of them being zombie cryptos, which means they're not even traded anymore. So we are starting to flush out the crap. It's just taking some time. Let's see. Counterparty risk this morning. Klaus, morning to you. Scotty Day says Myrtle Beach. I'm upstate South Carolina, everyone. I'm not Myrtle Beach. By the way, Myrtle Beach, home of the prostitution. Do you know why that is, everyone? Because that's where a lot of business conventions were. So the prostitutes from up north would go down to Myrtle Beach where the weather was more kind, where they had a longer season, everyone. So yeah, Myrtle Beach, prostitute capital of the world. All right, Joe Schmo says South Carolina here too. Hey, Joe, where from in South Carolina? By the way, I love South Carolina. I moved to a whole bunch of different states in my life. South Carolina is honestly my oh my God, Joe Schmo said Greenville here. I'm upstate, dude. I'm Anderson. I'm right by you, Joe. I'm right by you. Nico says trading view alarms are getting triggered. Nico, let me know if there's anything specific you are seeing right now that's popping off alarms. I am seeing ApeCoin right now with some major retraction, down 6%. BNB, everyone, too. Be on the lookout for BNB. The more heat with Binance, the more you're going to see BNB get totally trounced here. Joe Schmo said, pros capital of the world. So true. It is. It's very true. Any of us that live out in South Carolina have been that way. We kind of know it. But BNB is another one that's losing right now. BNB is under a lot of scrutiny for proof of their reserves, as well as their stance on a lot of stuff. A lot of people are thinking BNB is crap. Here's the problem. A lot of people, myself included, believe that the reason BNB and the success you've seen there all has to do with USDT pumping. Yeah, the fake USDT pumping. DLSW said, did CPI data get leaked or something? No, I haven't seen any leaks. I've actually got my phone keyed up too, so I'm ready to go with several different things. So no, we have not seen any new data coming out on CPI. But look at the mix though. Look at Ethereum and Bitcoin, both up 3%, but your BNBs are down 3%. Now remember, BNB for a while was fighting around that 300 mark, okay? They have now pulled back about 10% since, which is huge. So the rumors around BNB are definitely starting to have some effects on their prices. Joe Smo says, I actually do taxes in Greenville, so crypto was a natural move for me. Fix the money, fix the world. Starting to rally right now. Yeah, we're starting to see some things change here. I'm starting to see XRP with some positive action. Dogecoin, everyone, too. Dogecoin had some big moves with Elon pumping it up, but remember, these pumps aren't lasting. There's not enough money and momentum in crypto right now to rally any of these pumps. One of the other things I'm going to point you out to, okay, is TRX. Be very, very careful with TRX. Here's why. USDD. Let me bring this up real quick. I want to show you guys something. USDD market cap. Now, USDD is Justin Sun's baby, okay? And just to throw it out there, I cannot stand Justin Sun. He's a scumbag. All right. Hold on a second. USDD. Oh, hey, wait a minute, guys. What is going on? There we go. Okay. All right, so now I've got the right chart for USDD. All right, so here's the problem. It's depegged. All right, so when USDD is depegged, what do? They use TRX to pump it up, okay? So now, if TRX is at like 5.3, if TRX drops, say, to like 4, all right, that means their TRX holdings are worth about 20% less. If it's worth 20% less, it means it's going to take more TRX to pump up USDD. So what happens here is we have to start looking at what's also propping up these algorithmic stable coins, okay? A USDD stable coin, all right? When you look at USDD, USDT, USDC, USDD, like double D, like big old tiggies, tiggle bitties. USDD is algorithmic based, which means it's fixed, it's propped up by mathematics. USDT, USDC is 1-to-1 reserves. All right. So when you look at an algorithmic stablecoin, the strength of the algorithmic stablecoin is only as strong as the asset that they're using to prop it up. What happened with Luna UST? Oh, that's right. See, remember they had their stablecoin and their native token was used to prop it up. Once someone figured that out, they took it down. So be very cautious. That's why I'm keeping an eye out on TRX. Calvin Chambers says it's a USDC world and we're all living in it. Yeah, USDC is definitely doing good, but here's the problem. USDC, I think, should be doing better by now. I still think there's too many people that are into USDT that don't realize how heavily inflated it was. Look at this. Look at this. Here, tell me what sense does this make? Okay, remember earlier we talked about, hey, the reason why we follow CPI data all has to do with the Fed. Well, look at this. Let's go to the market cap, right, of USDT Tether, all right? And let's go to all. See this right here? During the Rona is when they jacked up the amount of USDT there was, all right? The problem here is that's all because of printed fiat, everyone. So the value of USDT probably isn't what you think. Probably not at all. So we're going to have to keep our eyes open to that. But USDD is the one right now that we have to pay attention to, which is being propped up by TRX. And let me get TRX back up here so you can see what I'm talking about. And remember, as TRX goes down in price, all right, it takes more TRX to prop up USDD to peg it again to the dollar. The problem is, if you need more TRX, then what happens? You have to mint more. Once you mint more, TRX becomes less, and it becomes that death spiral. That's what right now Justin Sun is trying to avoid. That's why you see him saying, hey, steady, deploy more capital, because they're trying to deploy more capital into TRX to pump up USDD. We've got about 4 minutes until CPI data comes out. Diego is telling us, hey, it's the next Luna UST. Dude, it very well could be. USDD could definitely be the next Luna UST. Massimo says, what's up, bro? What's up, Massimo? How are you? Joe Schmo says, XRP is going to rip once this case ends the standard. That's the only thing I'm worried about, Joe. I got to be honest with you. The thing that I'm wondering about, yeah, Justin Scam is right, man. And 420 High Guy here, a little too early to wake and bake, my good sir. I had to have my mental capacity on so I could do the video. So 420 High Guy, you're going to have to lead the charge of wake and bake for all of us in the channel. Justin Scam, reported by Nico. That's why Nico is a member, because he understands Justin Scam. Good job, Nico. I like that one. Calvin Chambers says, what I mean to apply is if there's less stable coin competition, it'll help whatever stable Fed coin is printed. I meant to imply Circle is the chosen one. No, I get you, Calvin, and you're right. You're right. Here's the issue, though, okay, is you still see too many people getting back into USDT. Here's what I'm talking about, okay? I've got a cool calendar here so you guys could see it, all right? And let's do this. Let's do this. All right, so look at this. All right, so this is from when we had the crash of FTX. You can see we hit a bottom. People are still putting money into it. Same thing if you go out to the year, right? This is Celsius. Or, I'm sorry, this is Luna. This is Celsius. This is FTX. Look, even when we bottomed out at Celsius, like they gained almost 5 billion back, man. 5 billion back. So I think people, even after Celsius, were like, yo, let's get back into USDT. So there's a lot of shenanigans going on there with USDT. Let's see, 420 High Guy says, never too early, bro. I'm on it, Captain. Thank you much, sir. I appreciate you on that. Messy Leo, who I know has been watching the World Cup. And World Cup fans, comment down below who's going to win. We got 4 teams left. Messy Leo says, what's up, Schwabs? What's up to you, Messy? Diego says, that's exactly what Luna founder was tweeting just before it crashed. Yes, was deploy more capital. Thank you, Diego. Diego Campoverde said, honestly, has so far got the comment of the show. That is exactly what Do Kwon and Luna UST said, was deploy more capital, deploy more capital. Here's the weird part. When that whole crash happened, do you guys know that Do Kwon, he had a tweet out there, I've got it saved in my archive, where he said, we're going to give 40% APY right now. Yeah, that's the kind of crazy stuff that was going on. So when he's saying, hey, deploy more capital, what he's basically saying is this, everyone. We need more money to keep this thing propped up. And that's what you have to worry about with USDD. Justin Sons. We do have 1 minute left. Thank you, digital currency. Looking at the market right now. So right now, leading up into the data, we've got a little bit more positivity happen right now, which is really, really good. I like seeing this. We're at 1294 for ETH, 17,516. I also have a couple specific charts here. I've got a couple specific XRP, XLM with macros highlighted here so we can see the effects of the macros. I'm going to go back here to CPI data. We're going to keep refreshing it, and give me 1 second here because it should be coming in at any moment. So hold on. Let's see. Mio says, Messilo says 6.9. Let's go. Yoki saying Tether is the finale. Russell Rod says, Klaus, you reckon we're going to get a Santa rally? I don't think so. I don't think there's enough money. Here we go, everyone. 7.1. The data is in. 7.1 is the deal, and that's exactly what we were predicting on this channel, right around the low sevens. Very good to see. So now let's do this. And like I said, 7.1 is out. Here we go. 7.1 is out. So now what we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at the heat map to see if anything here is going to be popping, everyone. Give me 1 second here. So let's do this. So we've got Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum running. Let's see. I'm going to switch this over to 1 hour real quick because I want to see if anything happens in the 1 hour. Yes, it is better than 7.2. And actually, this is good, everyone, because look at this. All right. So now watch what happens. I'm going to take this chart. And for those of you that are just chiming in, CPI data came in at 7.1. This is exactly what we needed. This makes me feel good, all right? This definitely gives me a little bit of a sigh of relief. Why? Because now tomorrow with the Fed, remember, we're going to be back at this tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time. The Fed will announce their rate hike decision, all right? This is going to be interesting because here now we're looking at 50 to 25. We're not looking at 50, 75. We're looking at 50, 25, which is great, great, great. Here's the deal, everyone. As fast as it's going up, is it going down just as fast? And that's what we're looking for here. That's what we were drawing on this chart, all right, is exactly this. We're going up as fast, and now we're going down just as fast. I like this. Yes, yes, yes. Lucy B is on this show. What's up, Lucy? How are you doing, girl? Lucy, in case you didn't see it, we came in at 7.1, everyone. 7.1. Very excited to see. Now, why is this important? Because we had a 0.6 delta. So I want you to think of, look at this data here. All right. From September to November, we are down 1.1%. That is awesome. That is really freaking good. Right now, over the last hour, you're starting to see the markets definitely rally. You've got Bitcoin right now in the last hour up just 2.21%. I'm going to switch this just to 1 day because those numbers are a little bit more fresh in my head. Boom, there's the rally, everyone. You are seeing it happen right now. You've got Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP is almost at 5%. We are starting to move. This is super exciting. And Lucy says, waking up to Klaus. Lucy, I feel bad for you, girl, because you should wake up to something better than me. Come on now. But no, I'll take the compliment, Lucy. Thank you very much. Digital Currencies says, don't be too excited. Be careful of the bull traps. Bull market is made. Digital Currency, you are right. Hey, it's Alphamine. What's up, Mick? How are you doing? Everyone, say hi to Mick. Alphamine just chimed in. Mick says, I have to leave, but I wanted to say, keep up the great work, Klaus. Absolutely legendary, my usual friend. Everyone, please check out Mick Alphamine. Thank you very much, Mick. I really appreciate it. And I meant my comments earlier. You're very genuine, a realistic person. There's so many people in life that you meet that become part of the blur, the background of people, because they're all the same. But then, like, I see how Mick presents himself, how he carries himself, the person he is, and it stands out. So yes, definitely give Mick a big shout out here because Mick came in, spent some time this morning on the channel to say hello. So thank you, Mick, for joining in. But right now we are seeing massive, massive rallies happen. This is awesome right now. We've got ETH in the last 24 hours pumping up to 5.49%. XRP is not far behind, up at 5%. XLM though, lagging right now, everyone. That's lagging. That kind of bothers me just a little bit. And I have the chart for XLM on my other screen. Let's do that. Let me go to XLM real quick here because I want to see what the F word is happening. Crypto Soldier says, morning, Klaus. What's morning to you, Crypto Soldier? Let's do this. Let's go to the 1 day here. All right, so you can see here's the data. All right, that is the 1 day. Ooh, hey now. I'm gonna have to get rid of this red box. So let's take my red box and let's delete it. There we go. All right, now let's go to the 5 day, and then we're gonna look at the 1 day movement, and that's this right here. So you're seeing some move on up with XLM right here. Let's switch this out because I know you guys are fans of the candles. So let's go to the candles. There's your big green candlestick that you were hoping for from XLM. XRP, let's do the same thing, ladies and germs. Let's blow up them candlesticks. Let's hit the old refresh button, and boom, here we go. That is the action we're looking at. Let me clean this up just a little bit, and I'll get a little bit better time frame. There is the XRP action on the data right there. An overall look of the market sees massive rallies starting to happen. Bitcoin up 5%, Ethereum 5.97, XRP, we're getting close to that 40-cent mark. It would be super important for XRP to get near that 40-cent mark. And you're like, well, wait a minute, how significant is 40 cents? Check this out. I got to zoom out to the 1 month period and see that we were looking at this last on November 30th, everyone. Yeah, so we have to beat that 40% to November 30th. That's the time it last happened. And Crypto Soldier joining us as a supporter of the channel. Thank you, Crypto Soldier, for becoming a super supporter of the channel. All right, so let's take another look here. See if anything else is popping. Now, BNB, okay, BNB is coming back. BNB is coming back, all right? Now, I'm not a fan of BNB. I'm just throwing that out there. But BNB was down to like 260 something before the news happened. The other one we have to find is TRX. And remember, that's the one that they're using to pump up USDD. But right now, one of the things, all right, that I want to pay attention to is the movement of XLM. All right, so while we're looking at cryptos, okay, look at this. Look at the percentage here, okay? XLM right now in 420 high guy, I got your back, bud. XLM right now is only up 0.45%. That's crazy. Because look at this. This is the same time period, everyone. This is, I've got it for the last 24 hours. So while XLM is only up 0.53%, XRP is up 5%. ETH is up 6.3. Bitcoin is up 4.88. Jesus. So right now, XLM is the obvious laggard with this news. Now, XLM is up almost 1%, but think your other big hitters out there are up 4, 5, 6%. That's not good. Now, what we'll need to do, and this will take just a little bit of time, we'll have to analyze the volume here to see if the volume really came out to play. And you can see the moves that are here is nothing compared to what you saw here. And in fact, if you zoom out even further on these red candles going down, those moves are nowhere near the volume that we had on the downside. Now, because of this, you're going to see Coinbase shares rally. Why are Coinbase shares going to rally? Same thing with MicroStrategy. So for those of you that are traders in the stock market, look for coin to rally as well as MicroStrategies to rally. Why? Because their business models are based upon crypto. I'm not telling you what to do, but have your eyes open for Coinbase stock. I do not suggest getting into Coinbase, by the way. I think they're a garbage company, and I think they are in deep poop right now. So I'm just telling you right now, though, people that are trading, you're going to watch this rally. Transfer over to the crypto stocks, and I guarantee you then they're going to short the hell out of them. Guarantee you they're going to short the hell out of them. But right now, CPI data is in. We are at 7.1. We are happy campers here. Now, what we can do, everyone, you guys want to do this? You guys want to do this? Let's do this. Let's deep dive CPI data because this is how we take it deeper, baby. Tuboku. All right, so food, here's the problem. Food at home is, Jesus, way too high, everyone. Food at home is up 12%. Look at this. Cereal, 16%. Dairy, remember we talked about eggs. I was talking about eggs, right? Like a 5 or 6 dozen egg thing was like 18 for me. Food at home, dairy and related products, 16.4%. That's freaking nuts, everyone. Non-alcoholic beverages, right? Your sodas, Powerades, all that kind of stuff, 13.2%. Speaking of, I'm going to wet my whistle, and I suggest you all do the same. All right, so non-alcoholic beverages was up 13.2. Okay, so now let's go to energy, because you can see in this chart, energy is the bad one, all right? So let's look at energy. Energy services, let's see. Yeah, look, electricity, 13.7. Natural gas, 15.5. So don't get me wrong. Yes, is CPI data, is inflation data as a whole going down? Yes, it is. But the things that are affecting people are still going up. Patrick says he's got to go buy some chickens. I need to buy some chickens, man, because I could do that. I got enough land. I could run some chickens out here, but my dogs would probably eat them. But electricity, energy services, 13.7, everyone. That's crazy. So now let's look at energy commodities. This is the scary one right here. This is scary. And Lawan Williams says, I got to get chickens too. What's up, Lawan? How are you doing, my good man? Can't believe this butter is too damn expensive, $7 to $9. But look at energy, fuel oil. Here's the issue, okay? So you're going to have some effects, right? You're going to have effects of where inflation data is affecting Main Street. That's us, okay? That's us watching your food prices, home, energy prices, all that stuff. Fuel oil up 65.7. Holy shit, is that high? Now, gasoline, here's where we were talking about. We were talking earlier about stuff at the pump, right? Are things at the pump just a little bit easier for us? Yeah, we're at 10.1%. All right, so now let's go to this, all right? Services, less energy. Are you guys ready? Here's a mess. Transportation services, all right? 14.2%. That's crazy. I mean, this is just insane. Let me see here. We're going to go to commodities. Here's what you need to look at. Ooh, I'm super excited, everyone. Hold on, I've got data that you're not going to get anywhere else. Look at this. I have been waiting for this for the longest time. Used car and truck prices have finally moved to the negative. Do you guys know what that means? That means the supply chain issues that we're dealing with new cars, with chips and parts, is starting to be relieved. You're starting to see more new cars on the lots, which means used cars now aren't commanding the premium that they have been over the last couple years since the Rona. Used cars, all right, are down to 3.3% on the negative side. That is fucking awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. My bad, everyone. I am so excited about that because these are things that affect us. These are Main Street problems. Used cars. Now, that being said, though, let's be real here. New cars are up 7.2%. And no, Snap, I'm not eating any cats or dogs. Now, geese is a different story, all right? A little bit of snow geese hunting action up in the Dakotas. Yeah, buddy, I know that. Massimo says, my wife and I have 6 chickens, haven't bought eggs in 2 years. Seriously, I would do it if I didn't think my dogs would eat the freaking chickens. But all my neighbors, we have like, seriously, like, if I were to do a video of me leaving my house, going to pick up my son from school, I could literally take my phone, put it on the dash of my car, and you would see me avoiding chickens, like, where I live. Because, like, we've got a lot of people that have chickens by me, and they just let the damn things roam around. So, holy crap, man. Yeah, I do. I deal with the chickens. But super excited here to see this. New vehicles, 7.2%, but used vehicles, 3.3%. That is the first bubble that we need to break, is the used vehicles market. That is huge. That is telling us right now you're seeing more stock and inventory at dealerships, which means they cannot ask the crazy prices for used cars anymore. I am so freaking excited for that. You have no idea. Now, here's the concern, all right, everyone? I'm being honest here. Here's the concern, all right? The concern is this. I'm an XLM fan. I got the Stellar hat on. XLM right now is up 1.26%, 8.4. Now watch what happens when I zoom out. TRX is up 3%, Litecoin 5.58, Doge 5.3, XRP 5.43, still not breaking 40 cents by the way. ETH 6.7, Bitcoin 5.1. Holy crap right now. So XLM is not getting the relief that we saw with other people. Nico is chiming in saying DYX is free falling. Yeah, we need that to happen too. Holy crap. And for those of you that are just joining right now, CPI data came in at 7.1%. I've got the trend chart for you right here to show you what it looks like. 7.1 is the number, the delta, right? And that's what you're looking for at all of these CPI data. What is the delta from the previous month, and how do we compare it to a year ago? So if we go up like a rocket, we better go down like a rocket, okay? And that's what Jerome Powell and the Fed is. So you can see peak inflation was at 9.1. Over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, we have been able to drop 2 whole percentage points. 2 whole percentage points. Isn't that crazy? Oh, Patrick says, haha, TRX when USDT depegged yesterday. Yeah, they depegged. I think, no, they depegged a couple days ago. I did a story on it. They depegged a couple days ago. The thing is this, they use TRX to inflate it, all right? To inflate it. So now they're inflating USDD. But if TRX loses value, they need more TRX to inflate USDD, and that's how you get the death spiral, everyone. All right, let's see. What else do we got going on? Kaleidoscope Eyes says, I have a neighbor here in Knoxville, Tennessee who sells fresh farm eggs for $2 a dozen. Yes, fresh eggs by me are about $3 a dozen, cheaper than what you would see at stores. But right now, I am definitely seeing more positivity, more optimism in other sectors of the market other than XLM right now. Look, when I zoom out, all right, when I zoom out way, way far, and Sniff says, I'm eating shrooms all day, microdosing. There's nothing wrong with that, kind sir. You're welcome to microdose. So what I'm looking at and what concerns me is Bitcoin up 5.2, ETH up 6.7, XRP 5.3, but XLM is only sitting there up 1.33. That's crazy. Compared to the rest of the market, XLM is definitely lagging. And also, for those of you, all right, for those of you that have been watching and following the Sam Bankman-Fried drama story, I do have to report that, yes, the SEC has filed charges against Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX. Now, what you have to understand here is that if the SEC is filing charges, and I've got the press release right here on the screen, if the SEC is filing charges against Sam Bankman-Fried, that means it's securities. That's why the SEC would go after them for securities violations, securities fraud, selling of unregistered securities. So right now you can see that the SEC is getting a piece of FTX. DC says, Klaus, what's your best get at the Fed response? Whew, man, okay, here's the deal. Fed response. I'm right now at 25.50, all right? 25.50. 75 is off the table. 75 is gone, all right? 75 now is off the table. I'm looking at the Fed going, shit, I'm almost split. Seriously, I'm almost split between 25 and 50, and here's why. When you have these effects, and let me get to the other chart so you guys can see it. When you look at these here, there's a lag effect, okay? So when the Fed raises rates, that raise of rates takes time before it affects and slows down the consumer, okay? There's a lag effect. Some people say it's 3 months. Some people can say it could be long as 6+ months on that. Now, realistically speaking, I'm going to lean more on the 3-month side. Why? Because every time you raise rates, banks do it right away. So every time the Fed raises their base rates, you see the banks, the credit card companies right away do that. So yes, maybe you get a 1-month break until that new statement comes out, until the rate hits you, okay? So there is a lag effect. That being said, though, this 7.1 here puts a lot of pressure on the Fed to come in with a 25 basis point hit tomorrow, saying, hey, you know what? We'll drop it at 25, but we're going to wait to see what happens the next couple datas to see if we could keep it at 25, or do we have to put our foot back on the gas at 50. So there you go. That's my insight regarding the whole situation. Now, looking at the rest of the market, there are some concerns here, and you guys are mentioning it in the comments, and I'm glad you are. So what happens is this. XRP right now, we needed it to break this 40-cent mark, and we're not. We're just not, okay? XLM needs to rally further than where it is. And let's go to the individual charts real quick just so I could show you. All right, here's the deal, everyone. And let's zoom this in just a little bit more just to give us a little bit better candlestick. Here's what you need. Here's 40 cents right here. We got to break this. With this news, if we cannot break 40 cents with XRP 40 cents will become a very, very hard ceiling to pierce. All right. And when we zoom out, we have to look at that 40-cent mark, okay? Because that's this right here. Look at this. We tried several times to break it here in late November, and we failed each time. When we failed here, we went back down to 37.5. When we failed here, we drove it back down to this most recent lull, which we've been in, which was 37s as well. So if XRP cannot break through the 40-cent barrier, look for another retreat back down to that 38, 39 low cent mark, all right? Now, XLM, a little bit different story. Yes. Do you see some nice candlesticks right here? Yeah, of course you see some nice candlesticks right here. But come on, this is nothing. This is only up 1.5%. While when you look at XRP, XRP is up 5.1%. It's crazy, total crazy to see right here. Let's see, Nico says maybe XLM is not reacting as much because Bitcoin seems to be stalling out. It's possible. It's possible. Bitcoin right now, here's the thing. No one's going to get excited with Bitcoin until 20,000 becomes the floor. There's too much liquidation issue. And here's the other thing. Okay, Bitcoin works very different than a lot of the other cryptos out there. And this is why I know even if you don't like Bitcoin, you have to pay attention to it because there's an ecosystem, okay? So Bitcoin is run through miners. There's a mining ecosystem, which means these miners buy the GPUs, the mining rigs, they use electricity, they have businesses, okay? So there's a whole ecosystem when it comes to Bitcoin. That ecosystem is losing money. I mean, they are losing money insanely, okay? I actually spoke to a Bitcoin miner, a small independent mining company, and I wanted to do an interview with them. And I was like, hey, I want to highlight the industry. He told me no. The reason he told me no is because he said it's that bad, and he didn't want to shed light on how bad things are publicly. Now, privately, he told me that they're losing money left and right. Privately, he told me that, yes, they have sold all of their Bitcoin holdings just to keep the lights on. Privately, this person also told me they're not even running their rigs right now because every rig they would run, they would be losing pennies every day. Doesn't sound like much, but you don't want to do that. You just do not want to do that. So the Bitcoin industry, miners are not going to make money at this. If miners don't make money, all the loans that these miners have, right, that they're taking out with Nexo, the FTXs, the 3ACs, all those, the Voyagers, all right, all those lending protocols, they're not paying their loans back. So if you have a whole bunch of people that aren't paying their loans back, that's going to put more downward pressure on those firms and downward pressure on Bitcoin. Now, as Bitcoin comes down, remember a lot of companies use Bitcoin, right, as an asset of value, right, a holder, a store of value. Michael Saylor is one of them. Elon Musk is another one. They have Bitcoin on their books just as if they would cash or gold, okay? So if that value keeps going down, that's going to bring all of crypto down with it. So we have to pay attention to Bitcoin. No one gives a shit about Bitcoin until we get above 20,000 because then the miners start making more money. If the miners make more money, they can repay back their loans to Nexo and so forth. That economy, that industry can stay safe. I know, I get it. You don't like Bitcoin. I don't like Bitcoin either. But Bitcoin is big enough to where it can drag down everything. Lucy B chimes in, and sup, Lucy, chimes in and says, one of my clients turned off all his rigs as well a few months ago. Yeah, Lucy, they, what we've been seeing is honestly, people right now are shutting them off and they're using their stores. They're using all of the Bitcoin that they have mined over the last several months, years, and so forth, and they're selling those. It does not make sense. So I did a calculation, Lucy, I did a calculation for where I live in the upstate of South Carolina. I put my electricity rates in, I put the rigs in, I put like an overhead. I basically built like a business calculator. And I found out that the most common rigs, I was using Antminer rigs. For those of you out there that are into mining, I don't mean to be dorking out right now, but I calculated using an Antminer rig, and I don't remember if it was the 17 or whatever. But even where I live, where electricity rates are super low comparatively, national average wise, they were losing 4 or 5 cents per rig per day. That sucks. That's losing money while working. That's horrible. So Lucy's right. A lot of people are starting to just shut those rigs down completely. Bitcoin, Ethereum, both seeing massive rallies right now. XRP can still, this news did not bring them past 40 cents, which is surprising. Let's see, XLM right now sitting at 8.4, down just that little bit. Let's go back to that chart of XLM and let's just explore here real quick. So we could see that XLM has hit this point right here, and let's just go down to the 1 day. I'm going to switch this out. We're going to make this 5 minutes. Look at this. You can see it. They're holding. They're trying their best. There's not enough money in the market right now for everyone to rally. There just is not enough money in the market for everyone to rally. XRP right now is sitting at 39.6, having a lot of trouble breaking that 40-cent mark. This candlestick right here is really, really trying. And you can see it's starting to slow down just that little bit and reach the top as I zoom in. A lot of resistance here right at that 40-cent mark. Now, a lot of you out there are going to be like, well, wait a minute. Why is there resistance at the 40-cent mark? Because anyone that bought at 37 cents, 36 cents, just made a quick 10% and they're going to get out. You're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of people take short-term profits on these moves and get out. How can you tell? Look at this. Look at the volume right here. See it? That quick spike, and then all the interest went away. And this didn't last long. So when you look at the timestamps, right? This was half hour worth of rally, and that's it. Sniff says everything is mostly green except for BNB. And remember, BNB is under trouble because Binance is trying to prove their proof of reserves. Yeah, and if you guys want to ask any specific questions, now is definitely the time. Yes, CPI data did come out at 7.1%. In fact, if you want to, you can drill down even further. Patrick says, word is 1 billion was just withdrawn from Binance in the last 24 hours. If Binance goes down, holy crap, man. Holy crap, that would be a big mess. Ganamai says, the deflationary shock is still in the cards. If they want to get rid of bad debt from the system, I wouldn't be surprised if we see many paper assets go to the negative like we saw oil in March of 2022. Very interesting. Yeah, people will sell their paper assets in swap for something hard. So you're going to see a lot of these assets here. No, it would not be fun to see gold at negative 100. No, we don't want that to happen because that would destroy a lot of other people out there. But yes, we will keep our eyes open on that. Now, when it comes to prices for crypto, let's do this. We still see XRP now is even retreating even further. We were at 39.6. Now we're at 39.4. XLM, the other highlight of the channel, is only at 8.4. God, 8.4. And yes, Diego says, in the charts are pre-planned to preset the games to go where they want. Most of my holdings are in XLM, and I know they will be in the 7-cent area. Yeah, we still have a lot of negative. Don't think that just because we had good CPI data that we are done with this. We are far from being done. Again, until Bitcoin gets above 20,000 and stays there, mining rigs will not be turned on. If mining rigs are not turned on, you have a whole industry within crypto that's just dying right now. LeBron Williams says, people will take profits since interest rates will go up 20 to 50 basis points, making loans more expensive. Yeah, Ganamai is talking about contango with oil. Oil went into contango where it was negative like $40 a barrel. Gold, you're not going to see that happen. It makes 0 sense to give gold away. You're never going to have so much gold that they want to give it away. The other reason, too, why oil went into contango, because there was nowhere to store it. They were using shipping containers, and the rates that these containers were paying to hold their oil out in the ocean on these containers was just through the roof. So it's a very, very different. Jake Bremen says, hey, what was CPI? CPI came in at 7.1, Jake. I got your back covered right here. So as you can see with CPI data, here is the key, everyone, where I'm going to sum this up here real quick. As we went up super fast, we're looking to come down super fast. And you see this right here? That's exactly what we're looking at. As it came up, we're going down just as fast. What we need to see is we need to see this line here continue on the way down just as fast. The Fed looks, all right? The Fed is looking, and their goal is to get this at 2%. So you can see we still got a lot left. We're at 7.1 now. We can expect things to get to 2%. Now, the biggest fear in the market is if this happens here, We go down and then we start leveling off. If we start leveling off and we don't go straight down like this, you will see massive, massive problems. Massive, massive issues. That's why we're focusing so hard on this CPI data. Krish047 says, can we expect a mini bull run? I don't know how. Where's the money going to come from? I'm not being negative here. I'm just asking everyone, where is the money going to come from? And I think that's the issue, is there's not enough capital in the market to really rally things because you've got so much pressure on the short side. You do. You've got crazy, crazy pressure on the short side. Jake Brayman says, would you say that the Bitcoin bottom is with CPI peaking? No, I can't say that. And the reason I can't say that is because of the industry that Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is a mining industry. All right. The way Bitcoin works is that it gets mined. Miners are not making money. So if your industry is not making money, what happens? You shut down. So until Bitcoin prices get to where miners make money, we are nowhere near out of the world of hurt. Other things that are bothering me right now. And oh yeah, okay, let's do this. Joe Schmo just brought up a thing. Joe Schmo said, there are trillions waiting on the sidelines. Yeah, but is that trillions going to go back into crypto? No. You're not going to see trillions flow into crypto until we get better regulations to protect investors, okay? Think about this. If you're an investor right now and you've got a big stack of cash, right? You've got big bags and you're ready to deploy those big bags. Why would you put it in an industry that has no consumer protection, no FDIC style insurance? Rug pulls are happening left and right. You've got people out there that are hacking and exploiting smart contracts, hot wallets, stuff like that. I don't know. It's way too risky right now for that money. And so, yeah, that's why I say you need regulations to happen. And here's the problem, all right? The problem becomes with this. I'm going to go to this chart here. I'm going to go to my XLM and XRP chart here real quick, okay? For a long time, all right, for as long as you guys have been watching me on this channel, I've been keeping track of all of these macroeconomic things here. And for the longest time, I have said we cannot move until we get regulations. And that's what happened. We kept getting drained and drained and drained and drained. And now, if you want to look at something, look at the volume down here. That is so bad. The volume is so low. Look at this. Look at the volume from November and December, right? I'll just read off some numbers. 55 million. We've got XLM for volume. Let's see. We've got 82 million, 64 million. Now, if I zoom out a couple more months, look at the volumes here. 536 million, 671, 777. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy. That's like a 90% drop in volume. 420 High Guy says that's why the 15th is hopefully going to go down in history. Honestly, I get what people are saying about the 15th, but you have to think the world ain't going to play. The world ain't going to play. Eli Eckert says, if you had a big bag of cash, where would you keep it? I'd keep mine in the bank right now. Kid you not. I would keep mine in the bank ready to buy something at a moment's notice. And here's why. All right. I'm going to show you guys something really, really freaking cool, all right? So when you get CPI data, you can go into all of the little subcategories, okay? If I know, now hold on everyone, you guys ready? If I know that used car prices are starting to crash, which is huge, I also know new car prices are going to crash. So let's pretend I've got big bags. Would I buy a used or new car right now as an investment? Let's just say like a GT500, like something that's like a trader collectible car. Would I buy that right now? No, because we see the market is going down. CPI data is telling us that it is going down. What about homes, everyone? For a lot of you out there, not me, but for a lot of you out there, your market for homes is going down. You going to buy a home now knowing that the homes are probably going to be less money here in the next 6 months to a year? No, you're going to put cash somewhere safe and you're going to try to pick up these assets on the way down. So when it comes to big bags sitting on the sidelines, no one's going to get into this right now. No one's going to hardly get into anything. That's why cash is building up so big on the sidelines, because we know so many industries have a downslope. Cars, homes, collectibles, commodities, all of this stuff has a heavy move on the way down. So money is going to stay on the sidelines until we have a better idea on if we've actually hit the bottom. Because yes, you have CPI data that all of us are dealing with right now, right? Where we have this, but there's a lag effect. It takes time for it to affect the prices in cars. And it just takes time. Same thing with housing. Houses for most areas are gonna go down. So again, you're gonna hold on to your cash and wait for things to get less. Jake Bremen says, I remember the COVID crash. Everyone said crypto is literally dead and won't ever come back, and it was the bottom. Crypto will always come back. Crypto will always be here. You just have to swallow it. You just have to swallow the pain of crypto because this is the most volatile asset out there. Crypto volatility is right up there with gambling. It seriously is. It's right up there with gambling. A lot of volatility in the crypto space. Sniff says, for the market to go into bull run, Bitcoin needs as much bullish news as possible. Everyone should be rooting for Bitcoin. It's very true, Sniff. I'm very glad you brought that up. We cannot go anywhere as an entire crypto market without Bitcoin having more positivity. Seriously, do not think a market will work if Bitcoin is not working. There's way too much money tied into it. There's way too much industry tied into it. There's too many people that have holdings in Bitcoin. There's too many people that have loans where they're using Bitcoin as collateral. Not going to happen. Krish 047 says, any news on Genesis bankruptcy? No, none at all. And that's the other worry. Everyone is wondering about Genesis. They've got a $900 million hole with a secondary $900 million hole. So Digital Currency Group, the umbrella parent company of that, is in a $1.8 billion hole. So we're waiting for Genesis bankruptcy news. And that's why Mondays are always so crucial, because over the weekend, companies try to get funding. If they can't get it by Monday morning, done. Flaggy G says, I'm still surprised you don't have a bigger following. Appreciate you and the time you put in. Well, thank you, Flaggy G. I appreciate that. Hey, the fans will come when I do a better job. That's my viewpoint of this. I don't blame algorithms. I always blame myself, okay? I think that the reason I have viewers is because I deserve that many viewers. If I want more viewers, then I got to up my game. That's honestly how I view it. But I thank you for that compliment. Nico chimes in, crypto in general will take several months to cover. Only XLM and XRP will have a head start. Crypto is going to take a long time to recover, guys. It is going to take a long time. Let me show you something here real quick. My sinuses are starting to act up again. I mean, it's like, oh. And Jake Bremen says, just sub, bro. I appreciate that. Lucy B says, be careful. Bank bail in-laws might take your money and go check out bank bail in-laws made legal in U.S. Yes, I do. I understand that, Lucy, but where else would you put it? I wouldn't put my money in housing right now. Like, I wouldn't put my bag of cash into homes, because homes are going to drop across the board for these next couple years because interest rates are so high. So you can't put it in real estate. Chris said subbed a month ago. Thank you, Chris, for that. But yeah, you can't put it in his homes. So now here's something I want to show you, okay? Let's look at this. Here is the chart for XLM for 5 years, all right? And I think this is how, I think we just got to be honest here, okay? Look at this. We're gonna tell a story, all right? And that guy Blazing 420, thank you much, all right? And I back up my stuff with proof. Here we go. So the last bull run before this, all right? We're talking 2018. Look at the price of XLM in November, all right? We're sitting here at a low of 2.7 cents. From November 5th to December 31st, we went crazy price-wise, right? And look what happened, right? We hit that high peak, we went down, we had a couple pumps, drop, pump, drop, pump, drop. Now look what happens, okay? We go sideways a little bit, you get into the Rona time. Look what happened, same thing happened, right? We get up to the peak, we get here, pump, drop, pump, drop, pump, drop. Now we're at this low time. So when you zoom out and look at it, I'm gonna try to center it everything for everyone. When you zoom out and look at it, this is what I'm looking at. This phase right here, that's where we're in right now. See how we had all this excitement and then all that went away and we kind of had this kind of, I don't want to say a dead cat bounce, but it's very similar to like a dead cat bounce. And Diego Campaverde says FDIC covers up to 250,000, has different banks with different accounts, and you'll be okay. But anyways, so if you look at it, you can see after that dead cat bounce, you had a real heavy decline right here, and then the market went dormant. All right, the market went dormant from December of 2018 all the way to November of 2020. Look for the same thing to happen here, everyone. We're going to go dormant for a while until we get more liquidity flowing into the market. One way you could check that out, and I'm going to do it right here for you guys live on the screen, go to liquidity pools. That tells you how much money people are willing to put and leave into these protocols for longer periods of time. Longer's in quotes, by the way, all right, everyone? Look at the liquidity pool. Liquidity pool right now for sellers sitting at 12.9. When the market was at its highest, right? I think it was November, two meridians ago, Meridian 2021. I think it was it 2021? I think it was 2021. They were at almost 60 billion or 60 million in liquidity. So right now, the liquidity on the Stellar chain has been drained by almost like 80%. So again, you can't rally until you see more money being put into these protocols, all right? So yes, I am so yes, USDC Lobster Wallet. Thanks, Lucy. Thanks for that one. You gave me a good laugh. But what we have to look at, we have to wait to see when does this money come back in. Now, I did a story a few weeks ago on venture capitalist money, all right? Venture capitalist money is extremely important. Why? Because those are the riskiest SOBs out there. Venture capital. I think it was June of this year. They put like 6 billion in June into the whole crypto market, right, with their investments. In November, they only put in 800 million. 800 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. So until venture capital wants to get back in, until institutional money gets back in, which again, we need the regulations, everyone. Yep, we need regs. So until that happens, we can't rally. We can't rally. Smart money right now. Smart money is looking at so many other fields out there saying, hey, it's better to put money in there than into crypto right now. We need the situation to get better, and that starts with Bitcoin staying above 20,000 so that the miners make money, so that they can pay back their loans, so that more companies don't default like we have been seeing. Junior Rio says, should I be worried with Robinhood? I mean, I don't know. I don't follow Robinhood too closely. But I mean, realistically, the nice thing about Robinhood is at least they have stock trading on that platform. All right, and let's do that. You guys want to do a Robinhood real quick? I'll do a Robinhood real quick. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up Coinbase. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this to an area chart, and we're gonna compare this to Robinhood. And I want to show you guys something really quick here. All right, so let's go to Robinhood. Let's compare Coinbase to Robinhood. Coinbase is crypto, Robinhood has crypto, but they also have stocks. So now when we compare the two, look at how much better Robinhood has fared since Coinbase, all right? I've got the chart here since March 6th. You can see that since March 6th, Robinhood is only down 13%, where Coinbase is down 73%. So even on the stock market end, right? People that are trading these publicly traded companies, you want to know what big money is doing? Big money is saying, hey, it's way less risky to be involved in the stock market right now than it is crypto. So when you look at these two, you can compare Robinhood to Coinbase. 13% decline versus a 73% decline. Lucy B says, from what I understand, FDIC covers $250K, but they can pay it out as little or as much as they want. For instance, $100 a day. The actual rule they have, Lucy, they have up to 10 years to pay you back. 10 years with FDIC insurance. Joe Schmo says, any exchange that follows government regulations next year will be safe, but always self-custody your crypto and trading. Robinhood and Coinbase will likely survive. The only problem with Coinbase is they just announced that their revenue is going to be about half of what it was. I did a full deep dive on their breakdown of their P&Ls. Their cash burn is going to be insane. I'm telling you, if you want to see a cool video, okay, when Coinbase comes out with their Q4 results, I will do a full financial analysis on Coinbase. If I get enough of you people into it, I'll do one live, but I'll do a full deep dive. I'll show you cash burn rates and all that kind of stuff and let you know actually how much time Coinbase has, because it's not much at this rate. BlackRock is going to have to step in and is going to have to start giving them some funds. That is plain and simple what is going on right now. Let's see. Sniff says, I think Kraken's banking charter allows it to be FDIC insured. The thing is, it's FDIC insured for the cash on hand, not anything tied into stable coins or crypto. So from what I'm understanding is there would be a segment where just, say, cash would be treated as like a bank, but I haven't seen that in person. Have not seen that in person. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, yeah, that's right. We also have the FTX hearing that is going on later today. So what I'll do is in a little bit, probably at like 10, 15 minutes, I'll shut this stream down, give my voice a little bit of a break, and then what we'll do is we'll jump back on for the FTX hearing. Now, one of the things I have to point out to everyone out there, this is the biggest thing that I have been following, and I'm so freaking happy, everyone, is this. The bubble for used cars has popped. Now, a lot of you out there are like, dude, why does it matter? It matters because of this. The reason used cars were worth so much is because we had horrible supply chain. We got no chips, no parts. There were no cars on the lots. So if there's no new cars on the lots, that means used cars go up in value. You were seeing used cars sell for more than what they were when they were new. Okay, now that supply chain is getting better, now that the world is getting way better and better and better and better, you're starting to see that bubble pop. So the bubble for used cars pops, which means there's more new cars on the market. So something we have to pay attention to is this used car thing. We need to see that keep going down, down, and down to start bringing some normalcy to consumers out there. Let's take a look. Actually, you know what? Let me take a quick drink to help my throat out a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the heat map, all right? Got some concerns, everyone. I'm going to be honest with you. You guys know I don't like to fill you up with hopium. Rudy Poo says no rally unless the pitcher's name is Sally. And Lucy's right. You can go hungry and die by then. That's why, Lucy, we're going to have to farm off our own land. But right now, Bitcoin 548, ETH 725. XRP got up to 39.6 on this rally with CPI data. But look at what we're at, everyone. We're now down to 39.3. If we look at the candlesticks, got it right here. This is what I was telling you. This is exactly what I was worried about. Was you would see this resistance mark really close. Really, really freaking close to 40 cents. It couldn't do it. We have since retraced back on down. Now, if we look at XLM, let's zoom XLM in just a little bit more here, everyone. Sorry, I get a little raspy. XLM, sorry about that. XLM right now, again, having trouble with, my God, everyone, with 8.5. Right now, pulling on back. XLM tried twice to break 8.5 and was unsuccessful with that. Robert Melvin says, now you can build that Pimpin' Petermobile. Oh, I got parts in yesterday. I got all my new brakes in for my G-Ride, and I got new tail light harnesses so I could have some legit tail lights on my ride. Let's see. Diego Campoverdi says, yeah, crypto insured Nexo is not covering what people are led to believe. That is very true. In fact, you guys know that Nexo was one of the people out there that were always talking about FDIC insurance? Yeah, that's not true at all. I am a little concerned, though. I'm being honest with everyone right now. I'm concerned that this latest data from CPI, right, the CPI data, did not rally XLM, XRP, other cryptos more. That is actually very disturbing. In fact, look at this. Look at what happened. Here's you can see it right here. The green candlestick right here, that is when the announcement was made at 7.1. Look at what happened. We had the rally. We got up to that 39.6. Like I said, a high of 0.396085 to then retrace on the way back down. There was not enough momentum in this news to rally the markets even further. Patriotist1 says, are you more bullish on XRP or XLM? Which one will bring better long-term revenue? All right, here's my deal. Both, I think, are really good. The use cases are very different. XLM, you see more peer-to-peer. XRP, you see more B2B type stuff. B2B type stuff is always going to garner more scrutiny from regulators because of the high amounts of money you're moving, okay? Regulators out there, they don't want to make things good. All they want to do is make a name for themselves. So let me ask you this. If you were to bust a company, would you be looked at as a better sheriff if you busted a company that did 100,000 a year in revenue or 100 million? You would go after the 100 million because you'd be like, look at what I did, right? And that's what Gary Gensler does. He's always touting about the things he does. XRP has way more regulatory effect on it than XLM. Now, which is better in the long run? I honestly still believe that XLM has more potential than XRP, and here's why. XRP got set back quite a bit with the US SEC. Now, a lot of you out there are going to say, hey, XRP is global, and you know what? You're right. Ripple Labs is global. You know what? You're right. But if you eliminate the United States, let's just say there's not a favorable ruling with XRP in SEC case. If that's true, you've wiped out all of the capital from the US market. That's not good. That is not good. You've seen, look, CPI data. CPI data is a US-based metric. CPI data moved crypto. So these US-based metrics, so if you have an SEC victory over Ripple Labs, that'll tarnish the amount of money that would be able to go in specifically from US investors into Ripple Labs XRP. Now, ODL, which is like their biggest offering or the thing that I'm most excited about with Ripple Labs, that would mean that there would be no institution in the United States that could use ODL. That would suck. Why would you want to eliminate one of the biggest people out there? So just kind of throwing it out there. That's my own point of view. That being said, though, all right, that being said, I think we all have to agree. XRP is way more sexy, though, than XLM. XRP is in the news more. Brad Garlinghouse, he knows how to schmooze them, wine them, and dine them. He's a very polished speaker. He does a really good job with that. So there are some kind of X factors that we have to consider. Patriot Just One says XRP will be used in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia. And that's the thing. Can they survive and thrive without U.S. investment money? I'm kind of curious about that. Very, very curious about that. We're going to go for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to fire it up. We have a second live stream that we're doing today. We are seeing the markets retrace a little bit, except for Ethereum. Look at this. Ethereum up 7.2% right now, where XRP is only up 5%, and XLM only up 1.77%. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy, everyone. Diego says, if Bitcoin doesn't make it past 18 too soon, then I think this is a Bart in the making. Here's the problem. Bitcoin needs to get way higher than 18.2. Bitcoin cannot function. The ecosystem of Bitcoin cannot function until we're above 20. The way, especially now, energy rates in the winter go up, right? And then they also like blow up in the summer too. There's no way that these miners are making anything worth the money right now. Energy is just way, way too expensive. David Michael chimes in that says, hey, bro, I really appreciate all the hard work. Keep it up. Well, thanks, David. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch or listen to live stream and to comment in the chat. So for all of you out there, I just wanted to say thank you for the continuous and constant support of the channel through various methods. The positive comments mean a lot. So, David, when I read positive things like that, it honestly makes my day better. So thank you, David. Eli Eckert says, if Ripple leaves the U.S., what is the fallout's big? The fallout is very big. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not to say that they'll die as a company. That's the furthest from the truth. But I want you to think about this. Okay, let's role play. You guys want to role play? We'll do a little BDSM role play. Let's role play. All right. What was the biggest problem with Twitter? I'm going to love the comments. I'm going to love reading them. But what was the biggest problem with Twitter? The biggest problem with Twitter, and this is pre-Elon Musk, is that Twitter leaned very heavy to one side. It's the truth. Twitter leaned very heavily to one side. What's the problem with that? The problem with that is on an advertising end, that means you only get 50% of the people on your platform. That's horrible. Why would you want to piss off half of the market? That's what you don't want, okay? So apply the same idea with Twitter to Ripple Labs, right? What if Ripple Labs is taken out of the US because of SEC intervention, right? You now just eliminated a huge chunk of your market. You don't want that. You want as much global market as possible to push stuff in. So right now, that's why the case is so big. And Nico says 95% of Ripple's business is outside the US. Nothing will change for them. But Nico, hold on. Here's the problem. Capital in terms of venture capitalists. capital in terms of institutional money comes heavily from the United States. Investment arms are heavily based in the United States. So yes, as a business, they would function. But remember, venture capitalists and institutional money from the United States is massive. To show you how big the market is, all right? Here, I'm going to show it to you guys right now. This is how important the United States is to crypto. Crypto is global. Crypto is global. There is no one owns crypto in a specific area, nothing like that. Crypto is so sensitive to US data that, look at this. These big green candlesticks up on the screen right here are because of US-based financial news. The market moves the heaviest based on US financial news. Now, when other governments out there raise their central bank rates, it has nowhere near the impact that this does. The US sets the standard. In fact, a lot of countries out there, what they do is they mimic what the Fed does. So if the Fed is like, hey, we're going to raise rates by 50 basis points, all of these other governments do the same thing. They're like, yeah, maybe we should do it too. We're going to follow the US's lead. So even if the US is, pushed out with the SEC when it comes to Ripple Labs, the effect, the capital that the US commands, the respect that the US commands in terms of investment money is so big. Why would you want to lose the United States? You don't. You just don't. Now, what I'm seeing, Lumens is the best decongestant. It's honestly, it's my asthma and this cold I got. It's freaking horrible, dude. I fucking hate this shit. But right now, you're seeing that XLM is making another run back up. Look at this. So we hit those 2 points, and now we're pumping back up. Let's look at XRP. XRP is doing the same thing. So you can see the market is trying to decipher the forward-looking news. It wasn't enough to push us through the 40, but look at what we got right here. We're sitting at 39.4. Yoki J says, but Jeb is worth a lot of money. He could possibly hold his own against the SEC. Here's the problem with Jeb. Jeb's got a lot of interests other than crypto. If you've ever met like any of these like out there types, they're always got so many pokers in the fire going. Always. He's doing his space program, right? He talks with the stellar people, all that kind of stuff. Jed's got a lot of pokers in the fire. Trust me, he's not going to burn his finances to keep Stellar going. It's just not going to happen, all right? Stellar will get bailed out by their friends that they've had partnerships with. All right, so what we're going to do, we are going to shut this stream down here at 9:30. Let me just make a comment here. Stream ends at 9:30. We start again at like 9:50-ish, I think is when I have my other stream scheduled. Let me look here real quick on my calendar. I have the other stream, scheduled for 9:50. All right. And now the stream that's coming in at 9:50 is the FTX hearing. Now, for those of you that have not heard, last night Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested. Okay? Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested last night, and he has been charged for violating the anti-fraud provisions of the Securities Act of 1933. Everything from money wires, unregistered securities, all that stuff. So with Sam Bankman-Fried being arrested right now, John Ray III, you guys are going to remember him from Enron. John Ray III is going to be the gentleman that is going to be in front of Congress. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. That is going to be a live stream you're going to want to at least listen to. Here's why. You know how Sam Bankman-Fried does his I don't know. Dude, you're the CEO of the company. You should know all this. John Ray III is just the opposite. John Ray III is going to say, he did this, he did this, he did this. He is going to be very specific because this stuff happened while he was not CEO. So for him, he can throw a lot of shade and make himself look better. So look forward to that 10 a.m. Eastern time hearing with Maxine Waters and the House Financial Services Committee. But right now, we're seeing the markets look mighty green, everyone. Bitcoin sitting at 17,916. ETH up 7% right now at 1340. XRP, one of the faves of the channel, is sitting at 39.3, up 4.88%. XLM lagging right now, 1.89% up to 8.4. Andy says, will you still be live later, although he's arrested? Yes. Yes, I will be live later because remember, Maxine Waters, she knew something was up. Maxine knew something was up, all right? That is why they already have John Ray III scheduled to appear for the hearing, all right? John Ray III, who is now the new CEO of FTX, will be there. I guarantee you he's going to be throwing shade. Guarantee you he's going to be throwing shade. Diego says Judd sold his XRP. Yeah, he sold all his XRP a while ago. It was Taco Stand. You guys remember Taco Stand? Yeah, that's what it was. So now let's take a quick look at things before we jet it out. You're seeing yet another attempt on XLM to breach that 8.5 mark. Super important right now is because this looks like this was what the ceiling was here. What stopped us? 8.5. Lucy B says, thank you. Yoki J says, thank you. Thank you to both. Andy says, great. Happy to hear that. XRP right now doing kind of the same thing. Not as strong of a move as XLM on the back end of this. But right now, you're seeing a little bit of softness, all right? A little bit of softness right now. Other things to look at. Someone asked me earlier, hey, what about Robinhood versus... Oh, my God, you guys, we could... Oh, God, hold on. Let me... Hold on. Robinhood... P and L. Let's see if I can find this one. I want to find a 10 Robin. I want to find a Robinhood 10Q. Give me a second here. I'm gonna see if I can do this quick. Oh, I think I can do it really, really fast, everyone. So I want to find a 10Q on quarter 3. For those of you that do not know what a 10Q is, a 10Q is your hardcore financial publications of Robinhood, where you can go over their cash equivalents, what their earnings are, and I'm going to do it right here really quick. So if you look at Robinhood, here's a good example. For the first 9 months of Robinhood, they did 1.4 billion. All right, I'll make it a little bit bigger for everyone. They did 1.4 billion in revenue. For the first, they did 978, Jesus Christ, I cannot talk. They did 1.4 billion the first 9 months of 2021. In 2022, they only did 978 million. So you can see a massive decline, but nowhere near as bad as Coinbase. Coinbase is way worse than that. Now, what you want to look at is you want to look at operating expenses. This is called OPEX, okay? OPEX is important. Why? Because look at this. This is the difference between Robinhood and Coinbase. And God, Coinbase is so fucked right now, everyone. Here's the deal. OPEX is the amount of money you spend to keep your business going, okay? For the first 9 months, they spent $2.6 billion. For the first 9 months of this year, they spent $1.8 billion. So they were able to cut $800 million in expenses. That is freaking huge. So when you look at companies like this, Robinhood is doing a much better job slowing down the pain than anyone else. Now, here's a way you could tell. Here's your 3-month expenses. 3-month expenses in 2021 was $1.7 billion. It was $535 million this last quarter for Robinhood. So you can see they knocked off $1.2 billion in expenses year over year. That's huge, everyone. Stuff like that. If you guys dig financials and stuff like this is like my professional life. Like, I love this kind of stuff. I live this kind of stuff. If you guys want to get into deep dives like this, let me know in the comments below. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to end the stream now, and I'm going to be back in about a half hour, give my voice a little bit of rest. We're going to be talking Sam Bankman-Fried in FTX, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to my studio mode. I am going to kill my video capture device. That's me. I'm still listening. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let everyone say your thank yous, but don't worry, we're going to be back in less than 20 minutes later because we have the hearing with FTX. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play a little bit of tunes, let you guys say your goodbyes real quick, and then I'm going to shut the stream down, and then we will be back for the FTX hearing. And thank you everyone for the thank yous. It means a lot to me and it makes these mornings even better. So thank you back to everyone who was watching, hanging out, and chatting with us. Like I said, we will be back at 9:50 discussing the FTX hearing with the House Financial Services Committee. And if you haven't heard, Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested and John Ray III will be taking his place in front of the House Financial Services Committee. Say your goodbyes now, but not goodbyes forever. We will be back in about 15 minutes.